All right. Hello and welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Inner Badass. I'm Kat Krasilnikov,
And I'm Fran Loebscher.
and we are the founders not only of Unleash Your Inner Badass, but Beach Boss Influencers, which is an online community that helps entrepreneurs scale their businesses, automates the parts of it that we usually don't want to do manually so you can get your results faster, so you can have your time freedom back. And while doing all the fancy business stuff, we actually discovered that 80% of your success depends on the way you think, the way you make decisions, the way your mindset works. Right? And when we started our entrepreneurial journey, we didn't have that killer um what do you call it, millionaire mindset, right?
Yeah.
So, and when your belief and your mindset system is on the like minimum wage mentality, it's very hard to build a six-figure, seven or eight-figure business. So we realized that there's a lot of things we need to work on besides, the business strategies and automation and all of those fancy schmancy things. And we realized that the more we paid attention to our mindset and what we believe in, how we think, the faster our business grew. So that's why we created Unleash Your Inner Badass to help you to work on yourself. So all other things that you work on will match your inner world, your inner environment. And today, we actually want to talk about something that a lot of people think doesn't exist. And it's balance. And recently I've been reading a book and it came to my realization that universal laws of balance are actually, what do you call it? Not the primary. It's the primary
Yeah.
law of everything. Like if you look at the nature, if you look at, human body, if you look at anything, it needs to be in balance to survive. And humans recently created a myth that there's no such thing as work life balance. So, we want to talk about this magical universal force that's called balance and how it affects our lives and how we can make it work in our favor. So, all other laws that we're so aware of, like law of attraction, law of whatever other fancy schmancy laws we want to, incorporate in our life, they're actually the secondary one. So if you've been ignoring the law of balance, it's going to cost you a lot more than you anticipate. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. And I mean it's like if you want to go up, you got to go down first. If you want to go, for every left there's a right. For there's a balance. There's an equal and opposite thing in life. I like to actually bring it back to where we are. And so often we want to get fitter and healthier, but we don't actually look after ourselves to get fit and healthier. We spend, you may think I want to get fit and I want to have that incredible body. I want to get my six pack. Okay. But in order to do that, there is a balance between working out and feeding your body. And there has to be a balance between that. It's not just all working out and it's not just starving your body. You actually have to feed your body and give your body the right nutrients in order to get where you want to go. But I want you to think about how you show up every day. Do you get up and like think today's the day that you want the success, you want the freedom, you want the $1 million lifestyle, you want the $1 million in your bank account, you want all those things. But how are you showing up every day? In order to have that, you need to show up in alignment with the person and being that person who's going to attract all those things into your life. But we want these things, and yet we show up feeling scarcity, lack, hating ourselves maybe hating the life that we've created, looking at ourselves and thinking, oh God, you loser, looking at ourselves in the mirror and thinking, oh, you know, like you don't love yourself. And so it in order to get that, you need to be, your body and your thoughts and your mind and your emotions need to be in alignment with what it is that you want. And so often we are not in alignment. We think we are, but we are completely out of alignment. And so we're living, you know, this scarcity mindset. We're living this lack mindset. We're living in this mindset of ingratitude. What's the opposite of gratitude? Ingratitude, ungratitude, not feeling grateful
Victim
for what we have,
mentality.
feeling like a victim, judging ourselves. And your brain is going to believe what it sees. Your brain is going to believe what you tell it. So how are you going to have that life, that freedom, have the love in your life, feel grateful every day for the blessings that you have in your life already? How are you going to get there if this is where you are, if this is what you're feeling? Okay, because your brain is going to go and get you more of that, and the universe is going to deliver you more of that, because that's what it thinks that you want, because that's what you're thinking every day, that's how you're being every day, that's how you are, that's everything, your emotions, everything is guiding you to that and putting you into in imbalance. And you're never going to get that balance in your life if that's how you're showing up every day, ungrateful, feeling like a victim, judging yourself, um, feeling that lack and scarcity. It can't, they can't coexist in the same life. They can't coexist in the same body. It doesn't work. And I feel like I've gone off on a bit of a tangent and not completely talking about the law of balance.
No, it's all
Except
connected.
I think it is,
It's all
because
connected.
you need to if these are the things that you want, then you have to show up every day with that energy. Show up every day loving yourself. Show up every day being that person, instead of faking it, thinking these are all the things that I want, but in reality you are you're the complete opposite.
Mhm.
And there is no balance in your life at all.
So when I first heard that statement that law of balance is primary in the whole entire universe, like in everywhere, and every other law is this comes to support the law of balance, I was like, oh my gosh, this is makes total sense. Like it's so true. So everything in nature and in the world and the universe needs to be in balance to sustain and survive. But it would be like boring if it was constantly like in balance, right? And we had nothing to worry about, nothing to do. It's not, it's against human nature. We humans need something to, look forward to, thrive for, think about, focus on, goals and to be excited about. So if everything was all the time in balance, then it would be boring and we would not need to be here probably. Life would be here perfect without humans. But anyways, so what creates that imbalance, right? It's actually kind of like the magic of life. It needs to happen so something else will happen to bring it back to balance. And it's kind of like that perpetual dance of going out of balance, going back in, going out, going back in. You can call it a swing, you can call it pendulum, you can call it vibration, right? It goes, you can, I don't know, it moves back and forth. It's the energy. So, and then when I realized that all other laws that have in the universe are here to support the law of balance. So, if you want all other laws to work in your favor, just take care of your balance. And Fran was just trying to explain to you how we get ourselves out of balance very easily. The first thing is what we think every single day. So a lot of times we're not even aware what we think. Like we don't think about what we think, right? We just do it. And a
We're
lot of
literally
times
running unconsciously through
it
our lives.
happens on autopilot. We're not even aware. And they say that 90% of our thoughts, daily thoughts, are the same, absolutely identical. We wake up in the morning thinking, oh my gosh, mama, what we're going to do next. We don't even think what we're going to do next. We just do it on autopilot, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And every day, it's all the same thing. And then 20 years later, we're like, how in the heck did we get here? What happened? So basically, we create our reality, our environment through our way of thinking. Everything that you see around yourself right now, you thought yourself into this life. Basically, you convinced yourself that this is your life and that's what you seen around yourself. So, and that's how it works. That's the mechanism. You think something, you create that imbalance in your own energy field, in the whole entire universe field. You create that imbalance. And the universe going to do whatever it needs to do to bring you back into that energetic balance. And if you think, "Oh my gosh, I need to change something in my life because I hate it," the universe speaks the language of feelings and emotions. It doesn't speak English or Russian or whatever. It speaks the language of feelings and emotions. And if you're like, I want my life to be different because I hate it, what are you going to get?
More
You
hate.
get something more to hate because
Yeah,
that's what you put out there, right? You created that imbalance because you hate something, and it's going to give you more of what you don't want. So how to change that cycle? Because right, I want to we want to have a better life. We want to have a better health. We want to have better finances. We want to have better houses, nicer things to enjoy, vacations, right? We want all those things, and there's nothing wrong with wanting them. That's how we, get excited about things and get moving. But there was a phrase that someone said that made total sense to me, and it was something was about weight loss. I think I was going through a phase where my hormones got out of balance and I gained a bunch of weight. You see how it is, right? All I needed to do to bring my hormones back to balance and it will do the rest. Like I don't go work out, I don't do diets, whatever. And the person said, do you want to lose weight because you love your body or
yeah,
because you hate your body?
yeah,
And I realized that at that time, I hated my body. No matter, in this case, no matter what you're going to do, you might lose that weight by grinding in the gym every single day, sweating your pants off, but it will come back and even more. So you can keep hating your body.
yeah,
So I had to switch that mentality and actually accept my body first and realize that it's doing its best with what I've been putting it through. It's doing the best that it can because everything alive will thrive to survive the best it can. So, first thing, and the same thing, oh, I want to change my life because I hate it. That's not the way to start. That's the way to get more of things to hate.
yeah,
So, first step, I'm getting to that magic sauce formula, by the way. You need to accept where you at right now, how the way your body looks, the way your income looks, the way your relationship looks, the way everything is right now in your life. You have to accept it. And the hardest part is you have to fall in love with it just the way it is.
Can I add in you need to be grateful for it?
Yeah, this is the magic sauce. Gratitude put you into that state of accepting things and loving things, right? No matter how bad things could be in your life, accept it as a perfect divine manifestation. God doesn't make mistakes. What happened to you is not a mistake. That's exactly how it was supposed to happen. So it's kind of like you have to develop that feeling of respect and trust and gratitude for whatever you experiencing right now in your life, whether it's how you wanted it to be or not. So this is the first step. So the second step is to figure out what is it that you want, because you love your life, because you love your body, because you love your relationships, you love your whatever adventures. What is it that you want out of this next adventure? And the next step. So also when you want something, you again create imbalance. And the thing that puts it back, I'm trying to put it into human words.
Put
Human
it back
words. I get it so much on the energetic uh field, kind of like I just get it, but I have a hard time explaining, but I'll do my best. So when you want something so bad, right? You still create that imbalance, even though you accept it and grateful for everything that you're in right now. When you want something, it just tells the universe that you don't have it right now, right? And it still creates that imbalance. But what's the word to bring it back to balance?
to
Neutralize it. How to
yeah,
neutralize
okay.
that?
Yeah.
Basically, if you want something, you create that potential of getting what you don't want, because we always somehow end up getting what we don't want. It's because when you want something really bad and you focus on it so much, you create that negative potential in your energetic field, and the universe will push you, smack you in the face to bring you back into balance. But we don't want to be smacked in the face. We want to be happy and abundant and everything, right? So here's the magic sauce. And you'll be like, I knew it. I guarantee as soon as I say it, you'll be like, I totally knew it. So to neutralize that negative force that we create with our wanting something is, drum roll, to take action. Because once you take action, you take the energy from wanting something into doing it. So instantly you neutralize that imbalance, and the laws of balance no longer will be hunting you to bring you back into, the steady field. You're already there. You're not just wanting something. You put that one energy and you put it into action, neutralizing that negative potential that you just created. So that's how a lot of times we don't get what we want, because we don't do anything about it. Does it make sense?
Totally.
So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me know, what are you getting from this conversation? And the funny thing is how a lot of people right now saying that there's no such thing as life work balance, that we have to, hustle and we have to work and we have to take a lot of action to get things that we want. It's kind of true. In the beginning, any, new project will require a lot of action, a lot of doing. It's just how it works, right? When you have that huge
Yeah.
boulder that you have to even push it off the ground, there's a lot of force you need to put into it for it just to start rolling. But once it start rolling, you don't need to be pushing it hard. You can just kind of like tap and it keeps rolling, right? So this is normal. But if you constantly put in so much energy into work, automatically you will be putting less energy into your family,
Yeah.
into your health,
Into
into your
yourself,
self
into your
growth,
energy. Yeah.
relationship with yourself. So the moment you take energy from your homeostasis, right? All these areas of our lives that we have simultaneously, as soon as you take energy from all of it and put it into one place where you think that's what I have to do right now to get that thing off the ground, you automatically create imbalance in all other areas that you're going to neglect. And in the beginning, the universe will let you know, kind of like quietly, hey, you haven't slept enough. That's why you have a headache. You haven't eaten well. That's why you have that heartburn. Like it starts small, but we kind of neglect those small knocks on the door or whatever. We keep ignoring it. We keep ignoring it. And then what happens when we call? You got a ton of bricks
Yeah.
fell on you, fallen on you. And we're like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? So
You are
when
out of
you create
balance.
imbalance and you ignore it, the universe is going to do whatever it takes to put you back into balance, right? And a lot of times, God forbid, if it's like a health crisis, it will wipe us off. We'll be in bed for days, maybe, to bring it back into balance.
And sometimes it's even worse because sometimes if the emotions that you're feeling, or think of the person who is chasing the next promotion and working and working and working and working and working so hard and having more and more and more stress in their life, often how the universe will like hit them, like smack them about the face, is by they have a heart attack,
Yeah.
or or have a look at your emotions and how health and hatred cannot coexist in the same body. And if you have a lot of hate in your body for something or someone, it will often show up as disease in
Or
your
for
body.
yourself.
Yeah, or for yourself.
It will, because it creates a lot of stress hormones and all other things. Like everything is connected.
Every everything. There we go. Everything is connected.
So basically, if you want to be in charge of your own balance and life, the first thing you need to do to pay attention to what you're thinking every single day. Be aware of your thoughts. And once you catch yourself hating yourself, judging other people, giving too much energy to things that you can't control, like politics, economy, things you can't control, and you give it so much energy, it will put you in balance right away. So just be aware of those thoughts and change them. Like, I think, I don't, like, what else can I think about that? What other thought that's more effective for me that I can use instead of this one?
What about even like what are you spending your time doing? If you're giving your attention to the news, to watching TikTok and seeing all the bad shit that's happening, to I don't know, where is your attention going? Because if your attention is going to things that are out of your control that you have no control over, okay, it's going to cause more stress in your body.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's something that I learned recently is that when you have more stress in your body, it instead of so your conscious you are showing if you're showing up consciously every day, your prefrontal cortex is driving your actions. Okay. If you are stressed, then instead of your prefrontal cortex driving you every day, your amygdala is driving you every day, which is your lizard brain. Okay. And
Survival brain.
You are in survival. You are in survival and you can't function like that. And so it's becoming aware. Okay, how do you become more aware of that? How do you, like, if you're aware that um you know you're you are literally in survival, okay, you are completely stressed about everything, is to, number one, become aware of it, is to take a deep breath and think, okay, thank you for trying to protect me, but okay, I've got this. What might I do now? Start thinking about the things that you're grateful for. Start loving yourself. What might love do today?
If I loved myself, what would I've done for
What would I
myself?
do today?
This works every time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like you said, friend, taking one, two, three, even five deep breaths, it's all it takes to lower cortisol and adrenaline in your body. And once you calmed it down, it automatically knows what to do. But when you're constantly in survival mode, it's not going to be able to think to create something. It's not time to create when your body thinks it needs to run from a saber-toothed
And
tiger.
it's in fight or flight. It's in fight, flight, or freeze, and it literally doesn't know what to do. You are trying to survive.
And it takes a huge toll on your health and on your mental health and on your emotions, right? So the simplest, easiest way to bring it back to balance, to take a couple of breaths, deep ones, and really kind of like,
You taught me a hack recently.
yes, I did.
Is that when you take that deep breath, is it you feel it filling up your lungs, and then imagine another set of lungs in your abdomen and feel it filling up.
We're sharing like big guns here, Fran.
We're going deep, but you feel it filling up your entire body.
Okay, let's share this ninja hack that I
Ninja.
shared with Fran last time, but let's share it with everyone. So basically, we can do it right now. Like if you've been feeling stressed, close your eyes, make sure you're sitting, make sure you have support in your back, in your bottom, your feet touching the ground. Now you can close your eyes. So make sure you're not driving, you're not standing. You need to be sitting down. Close your eyes and take one deep breath. Just a regular, through your nose, in and out. Ah, feels so good. And then imagine that you have another set of lungs in your pelvic area, like below all of your organs, right there, somewhere in your hips. And take a breath into that area and imagine your hips expanding and your lower body expanding from all that air. And then exhale it. And you can do it one more time. And then you can take another breath and imagine all your body is expanding and getting filled with that air. Just feel how that relaxation, I like to call it liquid gold, like flows throughout your whole body, like a relaxing river of, I don't know, pleasure. Oh, feels so good. ah, just just doing that, it can bring your body back into balance, bring your thoughts back into balance. The gratitude will make more sense when you're in that state of being versus stressed, feel like overwhelmed, overworked. You will find that you're no longer overwhelmed with things that overwhelmed you just 20 minutes ago. And I think that trick is there's some energetic center is in our lower abdomen area that a lot of times we neglect, and once we start putting attention into there, it has that calming effect on our nervous system.
It actually activates, I'm pretty sure it activates a vagus nerve.
Hmm.
It sends a message up to your brain to say, it's okay, you're safe,
You're
you're
safe.
fine,
Yep.
okay? I got
So
you.
it brings that feeling of safety to your body when it feels like, okay, I don't need to run anymore. I now one is chasing me. I'm safe. So that's the trick. We tricking our body into thinking that it's okay, that everything is fine. Because everything is fine. Like no one is chasing us. We have food, heat, shelter, clothes, like everything for a thriving, life. But it's just our brain been on overdrive, I guess, for quite a bit that it's.
And maybe most of your life, and you don't even realize it.
So balance was the magic word of today's conversation. And how, if you learn how to bring everything back into balance in your life, and the easiest way to do it is wanting something different, but not just want it, take action on
Yeah.
what you want. And like we gave you simple action today, step to bring your body back into homeostasis. And it can be implemented in all areas of your life. So you can get what you want a lot quicker.
So I would love to hear what you're getting from this, and where might you, your body, your life be in imbalance right now, and what might you do about it today? What action might you take
Good
today?
question.
What action might you take today? Not tomorrow, today, right now. What might you do today to bring everything back into balance again? Or just to move closer to balance? If you don't have the
Money magnet blueprint.
money,
If you want to bring your finances into balance without grinding, hustling, and putting all other things in balance in your life while you're trying to learn how to make more money, there's actually a way of manifesting things that you want. And me and friend created it from our own magical balancing experiences. And we call it Money Magnet Blueprint. So if you don't have it yet, grab it. It's absolutely free. You will love it. And we can't wait to hear actually from people who got it
yeah.
and what have you manifested in your life by implementing things that we share. So can't wait to hear all about it. And we'll see you guys next time.